Welcome Taste Designs 107, I'm Yes in the car pack, you're the kings and queens. Today what if we guys is a Photoshop tutorial showing you how you can make your own Tomb Raider Twitter header. Now you can transfer this across into a YouTube banner, it doesn't really matter as long as you have a YouTube banner template, which can be found in my other tutorials where I go around how you can make your own YouTube banner. The difficulty for this tutorial will be 3 out of 5 stars, and the duration will be 20 minutes. So let's get straight into it without further ado. Also comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you later in the video. Welcome to the desktop, this is where the magic happens. We're going to get straight into this tutorial by opening up Photoshop, and I'm just going to double check that my sound is recording yes, and my video great. Okay, so in Photoshop you're going to make a new document. As with all my Twitter headers, I don't provide templates in the download. All you have to do is do width 3000 pixels by 1000 pixels. Bam, you have the size and you can start working. But in my case I have 3000 by 2000, so I can have my preview and I can talk to you guys while I'm doing all my steps. Now let me close my door because unfortunately I live next to a main road. But in saying that, everybody, I do live basically 5 minutes away from the CBD, or the city for you Americans. So yeah, so we're going to go to File, Open, and open up our PNG character of Tomb Raider. This is a really high definition one. You'll be able to find a download link in the description below where it'll say Assets Download, and the Assets Download will provide you with all the images used for this tutorial. So hopefully that will be able to help you, and let's see if we can get to 45 likes for me providing that. So yeah, I'm gonna bring up our move tool and just move this one onto our document, and I'm going to place it somewhere that I'm comfortable. Now this is going to be my top layer. You won't have to do this, but I will. Okay, I need to yawn for some reason. Now I'm going to press Ctrl T, hold Alt and Shift, and just resize this one a little bit like that. And something like this I think is going to do perfect for this one. Yep. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is go to File, Open, and open up a mountain. I will use these ones. Well, I'll test it and then I'll see how it looks. So maybe... No, I'm thinking about the other ones. I've provided a lot of different mountains, so I'll be using this one, and I'm going to use my rectangular marquee tool and go to the point and press delete on this. And I'll simply press Ctrl J, right click, and do flip horizontally, and bam, so it looks like it's kind of a it's kind of like symmetrical, or you know what I mean basically, guys. Whoa. Okay, sweet. And I'm also going to go here and just delete that one. Bam. Okay, so now I'm going to move this onto my document, and it's going to be something like this. Now, yes, this is going to be more like a photo manipulation, and I'll teach you how I manipulate and everything like that. So I'm going to move this below my character render, and we're going to be doing all of the colors and everything like that later on in the video. So, yeah, I'm also going to press Ctrl R and bring up my rulers just in the middle. So whenever I want to cut stuff, I can, because this isn't full transparency. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some other mountains. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and try this one. Just move this one onto here. Now this one happens to be like faded and everything, but that's okay. We can work with it, because we're going to be doing some of our fading ourselves. I'm not liking that one. We'll try this one, the mountain bridge, I guess. Yeah, something like that's appropriate. But you can pick whatever one you like, and you can also use your own pictures. Like, don't be afraid to do that. If you're all pussies, you can do that. I'm joking. You guys are bosses for watching my videos. Okay, so I can close all these stuff now. I don't need it. If I do, I'll just reopen them. It doesn't take that long, you know what I mean? But you know it is long. No. Okay, yes it is. I'm not saying no, it actually is. Okay, so we're going to just save this one somewhere. I'm going to save this as a, I don't know, tutorial files. And I might sound a little bit like drowsy. It's because I am, and I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, now this is going to be named final PSD. Okay, sweet. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is oh, I see this little splash here. I know where that exactly comes from. Not Browse and Bridge. Oh shit. It comes from a graphics pack that I have. So unfortunately, it's in a huge one. So it's a 1.2 megabytes. So this is gonna take a while to open. I'm probably, my computer's fast, I know it. And I'm also gonna close my Skype while I'm at it. Bam, bam. Okay, that's all I need. Alright, so while this is opening, I'm just gonna explain you what the hell is going on with my channel. What is going on with my channel? I recently hit 7,400 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm getting around averages of 250 to upwards with views in my videos after a couple of weeks on each video, which is absolutely amazing. You guys as viewers are absolutely destroying the rating system, which I'm really appreciative of. Yes, there is a couple of dislikes there, which I don't know why. There just seems to be this one person that always dislikes the video. He thinks that it pisses me off, but what he doesn't know is numbers don't affect me, so keep on doing that. You're watching my video and you're supporting me. Thanks, dude. Okay, so we're going to go to our splats in here, and we should be able to find it. It will be under liquid. And as you may know of, if you're kind of old to my channel, there's graphics packs for sale on my store. I think I put it under like 12 or 15. So yeah, it's huge. So we're just going to drag the stock in, and obviously other people's used this before, which is absolutely crazy that I actually have this stock. And I'm just going to press Ctrl T and resize this one. Okay, something like that should be good. And this is actually the exact same paint splatter used in that one, which is pretty funny. Okay, so I'm going to also do no color on this one. Okay, so now I guess the only thing to do is to change the colors on these mountains, because of, yeah, we need to. And I'm also going to make a new layer, make sure that my background and foreground color is white and black. And then I'm going to go to render clouds. I always do this in my tutorials, and I don't know why, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm going to bring up my pen tool and just go through the half of the character, make a selection around this, right click and do make selection, press OK, and delete that path. Press Ctrl D to deselect this. Then I'm going to go to the opacity, resize this down, change it down to like 25%, something very slight. And I'm also going to press Ctrl U on this mountain, bring down the saturation like all the way up to like 76%. And for the lightness, I might do something like +20. Oops. Okay, sorry, I just got a funny message. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just edit this a little bit, and I'll teach you. I'm going to be doing some more things to this. It's just like little steps at a time. By the way, I'm making this up on the spot, so please don't roast me in the comments below. I'm going to change the opacity on this one to like 69, +69, or +81, something like that. And no saturation, press OK. Okay, so with this one, what I'm going to do is make a new layer above this, bring up my brush tool. I'm going to do painting size of 600, and then I'm going to do a foreground color of white and just like paint around here, and this will give me kind of like some highlights, you could say, on this mountain, and hopefully get this going, yeah, like that. And I'm also going to go to my cloud layer now and just change this one down to like 18% even lighter. And I'm also going to bring up my eraser tool, change the size of it to like 500 pixels, and just erase some of the like points like that. Okay, great. Now I'm not liking some of the effects here, so I'm just going to bring up my eraser tool and just erase some of it because I do think that it's a bit too strong. Yeah. Okay, and I still want this one to stand out, but I'm going to change the opacity down to like 59%, something like this preview. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go to my splash and go down to the opacity first of all and change this one down to like 18%. Now I'm just going to try something new here, so I'm going to press Ctrl J, right click and do rasterlize layer, then go to filter, blur, gaussian blur, and just blur this one relatively something like 77.6 pixels, and just put that one below so it gives that slight little blur. Then I'm going to make a new layer above this, bring up my rectangular marquee tool by pressing M on my keyboard, and just make a little fat selection like this. So I'm going to make that fill one in, and I'm going to fill this one in with white. Now we're going to have something like that. I have no idea why that isn't that strong. Okay, so it seems to be changing with the splash. That's okay, we're just going to drag it on top of the splash and change the opacity like 61%, something like that. Then I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to do some little bit of painting just because I want to add a little bit of depth of field in this image. So what I'm going to do is just change my brush size to like 900, and I'm going to grab up like a really light brownish, like something like that, C9B8AD, and we're just going to click a couple of times like this, so just to create some little bit of effect like that. And then I'm going to drag all these below here, just in front of the layers on the clouds, so like I can see that like there's this little tint, you could say, and I'll just change the opacity very slightly, like 40%, 48%, and I'll also paint like somewhere else, like here. And I can change the slider here, but I'll keep it in the same position, and I'll get like the same type of tint, but in different colors. So with a red, I might try like that. Okay, so I can also bring up my eraser tool and take away what I don't like. Okay, so this is looking pretty good so far. So the next thing to do is to add these little paint splatters. So I'm going to make a new layer, and this one's going to be 1920 by 1080p, and this is just going to hold all my assets that I used from this pack, so you will be able to use it. Now I could use a brush, but I know that I have some paint splatters in here when I opened it up when I was looking for it, so we're going to try and utilize those. So here's the splats. Now I have plenty of different ones here. I'll just use this one for an example, and just drag these ones onto here, and I have to try and locate where it is. I might just drag it above here so I can actually see it. Okay, sweet. I'm also going to turn these colors off, and I'll just add it into here while dragging it below that. Press Ctrl J a bunch of times and merge those all together. Then I'll press actually B, and I'll just end up using a brush because of brushes tend to stand out a bit more. And I'll just flip to my background color, keep it white so I can still keep that tint while I just have it little different swatches. And I'll make a new layer and just click a couple of times here because I want kind of like a little bit of abstract feel, you know what I mean? And you can find like paintbrushes like I'm using now on Google. There's a lot of them for free. Just type in Photoshop paintbrush pack. Okay, so now we have to actually edit this render because this is not looking like this. So we're going to bring up our brush, change it to 900 size, softness, hardness 0%, make a new layer above this, and I'm just going to simply paint in with some white. So here, and you can see that automatically it's just changed the image quite a lot. and just paint it like that. Okay, now I might control click this area and just go to this one, swatch here, change this to like a really slight red, and I might just paint in there, so you can see that I'm kind of getting that little fade of red. And I'll also just attack some of these areas just to like lighten this picture up a little bit. And I'm also going to go back to my white, and we need some on her tits because of the preview picture has some like, I think 375 should be appropriate. But before I do that, I'm just going to make a new layer, press like that, and change the opacity, something like this. So we have something like this going on now, which is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with this one. I might just click somewhere like that. Okay, sweet. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer above all this, press M for my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to paint with just a full red color like this, FF0000, and hold shift and drag out a circle, fill this one in with my bucket tool by pressing G on my keyboard, press Ctrl D to deselect that selection, press Ctrl T to resize it, and I'm just going to move it like here, because you can see that there's this little line there, and we're doing that, so we're going to fill that in. Now this has filled it in with just fill this one in. Okay, sweet. Okay, something like this. You can also use the shape tool. Utilize whatever one you would like. Now I'm going to go to this one and just mess around with the overlay settings. So maybe like soft light, and just change down the opacity, something like that. And I'm also going to bring up my eraser tool and just erase some of the edges, so I can get something like this going on. And as again, I'm using like a 500 size eraser tool with pretty soft edges. Okay, now I'm going to press Ctrl G on this one quite a lot and just merge these together, and I might change the opacity, something like that. I just want it to stand out. Okay, something like that. Okay, sweet. And I'm also going to press Ctrl U, just bring up the saturation. It's just not the same, which I'm trying to get out. I might go to filter, blur, box blur, I think it's the one. Yeah, box blur. And I might just do the radius like really soft, something like an 8. Yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna get like this. I'm also gonna control click here and just bring up my eraser brush tool and just paint in a couple of times with white. Yeah, something like that. So I'm just painting in the square, you could say. Okay, so the next thing to do is to add in the text. I'm going to be using long shot for this one. Yes, I don't have the exact like text name. Now I'm sorry for that, but you know, it is what it is. I'm also going to make sure that I'm typing in with black. Okay, so the text that he did here is psycho. Okay, and I'm also right click and press Ctrl to do skew, and just skew this one like this while holding shift. So it's going to be slanted a little bit. I haven't done that technique before on my channel, I don't think anyway. So something like this. Okay, now I'm going to just go to the opacity on this one. Actually, you know what, I'm going to right click, go to blending options, go to the gradient overlay, and I'm going to do a black to like a really dark gray gradient, something like that so you can see it. I'll also do reverse like this. Okay, it's not seen enough. Like that. Just something cool like this, I guess. And I'll also go to the opacity. Change like that. And that's like a really subtle little effect that you can do. Now for the shaz, I'm just going to use Arial. I'll also leave a link in the description below where you can get Longshot, obviously. It's a great little font, but you want to like kind of stay clear to that stuff because of it is actually overused in the design community currently. So yeah. Now for shaz, I'll just do something like this. Make that a line. I'm going to right click and do copy layer styles and paste this one onto there. And what I'm going to do for the shaz is just extend the Z like he did there. So I'm going to press Ctrl T, make a new layer with the rectangular marquee tool. And this is going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try and make it as accurate. Okay, sweet. You only do it after do it a certain distance. Fill that one in with a white or a grey, whatever one you would like, because you're gonna press Ctrl T, copy layer style, and paste that one on anyway, just so it suits the thing. And I'm also gonna change the opacity, something to blend in like that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that it actually looks like it's coming out from the Z. Okay, this is not going to... Yeah, see, it looks like a little bit off, which I guess is... It's just a tutorial. But yeah, you get what I mean. You make a line out there with a rectangular marquee tool. You make sure it aligns and everything so you can use it like that. I'm really sorry that I'm not going to show that. I guess I could try to do this way. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so yeah, I'll have a final preview of what it looks like. Thanks for watching the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and also comment below, tell me what you thought. I do daily uploads on this stuff, like I do really nice effects. Like this is clean. Yes, it doesn't take a long time to make, but it still takes around 2 to 3 hours for me to make a video. So it's really dedication when it comes down to the end of this. So thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, peace guys.